Hey, we back at it again. Another edition of Ray Ray's podcast. This is your boy Ray, and I'm actually riding solo today. My friends aren't with
They're
me.
gone.
Mr. Lonely.
I scared them off, I guess.
Yeah. And that is Brittney K. I'll
Hi.
give her a proper introduction in just one moment. But again, thank you all again for tuning in with us. Check out another episode of Ray Ray's podcast. So glad you keep tuning into us. Make sure you like and subscribe to all the videos on Instagram, social media, YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, you need to go do that right now. Immediately do that. Beautiful day, man. It's glad to be alive. Holiday season is here, so happy about that. People, I'm sure, already got the Christmas trees already out and stuff already. But before I introduce Miss Brittney officially, this is the time of the show. I like to say those affirmations, get people's day started great, or restart your week, or restart your day. And let's do this, all right? Brittney, you ready?
Yes.
All right, we're going to do this, all right?
Okay.
So, hey, in case no one told you today, hey, you're beautiful. You're loved, you're needed, you're alive for a reason. Hey, you're stronger than you think. You're going to get through this. See, here on Ray Ray's podcast, we're all glad you're alive, and don't give up. So when you say those positive words to yourself, you can get through anything, almost anything. All right. So let's get to the good stuff. Let's get to this amazing guest we have in the building. So we've been trying to get this episode booked for a minute. It's been a minute. We were trying to get this episode. It's almost 2 years we were trying to get this episode done. But hey, things happen. No, it's all good. It was all good. So we've had her counterpart come on the show multiple times. The homie Nate God. Shout out Nate. Now it's Brittney's time to shine.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? She got her solo dolo
Give me
thing.
the spotlight.
Give her the spotlight right now. So everyone give a warm Ray Ray's podcast welcome to Miss Brittney K.
Hi.
What's up, Brittney? There we go. Hey, give her. Hey, what's up, Brittney? How you been doing?
I'm doing good. I'm excited.
We got you in the seat now. We got you in the seat, so you're here.
I haven't done a podcast in forever, so I'm super excited.
That's awesome.
I missed it.
Glad to have you back on our show for the first time. I'm about to say back, but for the first time, right? All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's tell the people what it is that you do. You know what I'm saying? What you known for?
Okay.
I know you do your beauty influence, and talk to us about that and how did all that come about.
Okay, so I'm mainly known for my beauty fashion posts and stuff like that. I've been doing it since about 2016, which seems so long ago. So long ago. I started off doing makeup on Twitter and stuff like that when it was really popping on Twitter. And then I moved over to YouTube, which I was super nervous about, but I started doing that and it kind of just grew from there. I really didn't know what I had, I think, at the time. If I would have known now, I feel like I would have done a lot of things different. But I didn't know what I had at the time, and it was kind of just organic. It was really just, I was doing what I loved. I was filming. At the time, YouTube wasn't what it was now. It wasn't expensive lighting and, good microphones or, a good background. It was literally me in my bedroom with my vanity light, and that was it. And people loved it, and I was thriving on that. So that's what I'm really known for right now. I'm still doing the beauty fashion influence mainly on Instagram and TikTok. I love TikTok. Oh my God. I'm obsessed with TikTok. Don't get me on that. And but I actually want to start going down a different path. More recently, I've been pretty much ever since I got pregnant with my daughter, I've been planning all of her parties, right? So our gender reveal, baby shower, we always do it really big. Her birthday is really big. And I found out that it's one of my passions to really be creative with something and plan this huge thing and, see everybody's face when they go to the party and are just having a good time. So I've been kind of wanting to go back to school and get my degree for marketing and business and kind of start my own thing with that. But we're not there yet. But that's what I have in mind.
One of the things I would definitely recommend is if you've seen it, Google has these certificates. One of them that's a really big one is e-commerce, which is
really?
sale and digital marketing. I would look into that. That's something that's really popular, which has been growing now because now when you apply for jobs and as a marketing, the game has changed completely. Yeah. So just getting up to date with all your skills, I think you can. I think you would crush it. I mean, we'll talk about this subject in a second, but y'all do the club promoting. Yeah. So I mean, that's already one tool you have, in the bag. Yeah. So you can take that and apply that to that.
Exactly. And I've always been more of a entrepreneur. I started doing makeup and freelancing and stuff like that when I was 19. So I haven't had like I've always had social media kind of as like my job, like my paycheck, you know? And so I feel like that's something that I've like always gonna want to do. Like I kind of always want to work for myself or be like in charge of my, you know, day-to-day tasks and stuff like that. And so I feel like having my own business and something that I'm passionate of is definitely a goal for me, no matter what it is. Like maybe in a month from now I won't want to do party planning or events or anything like that. But definitely like that's always been the goal, is to kind of be in charge of myself, you know?
Fact. So with the influencing, right, you have different companies like, hey, try our product out.
Yeah.
Tell people like that. So since you do stuff like that and you work with corporations and companies like that, you know, we've seen all this stuff going on with Kanye West and the news and everything.
Yeah.
Speak on the importance, since you're working with corporations and companies like that, how it is and important to be politically correct and not just say anything or watch what you say. Talk to us the importance of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, when I first started and I was like going to LA for like events, like makeup events and stuff like that, and I was getting like flown out and all that, it was terrifying sometimes, because I was like, I don't know if one day I'm going to say something and it's the wrong thing, or I'm going to upset somebody, and then it's like it's done after that. It's very, very strict. They want you to have a good face for their brand, obviously, if you're connected to them. And with Kanye, it was just like, I mean, it's been kind of downhill with his episodes a lot, but I mean, I think that that's a huge example of like, yeah, you think these people, you know, like have it all together, but like one wrong thing and it can be easily taken away. Especially back in like the 2016, 2017 era, I feel like that was huge. And that's what thing that really scared me. But then you also have to, you know, say, you know what, I am who I am. Not if it's like something terrible, you know, but, you know, on certain things, I am who I am. This is the way I am. You know, you have to be committed and believe in yourself and be like, you know what, these brands want to work with me for a reason, because I am who I am, you know? And I feel like when I first started, I was scared to let my personality show and let, you know, people into my life, because I was like, they're not going to like it and they're going to stop following me. But then I was like, you know what, at the end of the day, it's just a number. I'm going to be who I am, you know?
See, that's the importance. You know, I think I was talking about this with Nate in our episode we did with Nate. You know, a lot of people like to live through social media, live their life through social media, and they want to make social media a very important thing. And, okay, what they are portrayed, you can put anything on social media, but that doesn't mean that's who you are. And that's what people learn. You're not what your social media is.
Exactly.
Be yourself. Just have fun, do people right, and, you know, live your life. Don't get caught up in the whole social media and this.
You can lose yourself. You can lose yourself in this image that you're trying to maintain. You can lose yourself. You know, like some people will post stuff and, you know, acting like they have it like that, and they don't. And there's nothing wrong with not having all your stuff together, you know? But I feel like on social media, people really want to push that narrative out, and you don't have to. I personally like following people more when it's more personal, when it's more like authentic instead of aesthetic, you know?
I think also a lot of people, they're afraid to portray themselves as being vulnerable. I think we all should be vulnerable at some points in our life, because that helps you get to that next point.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes you have to let things out. Sometimes people come like, oh, you're a dude saying this. Sometimes I do. You just got to cry sometimes. Sometimes you just got to sit in a corner somewhere and just cry and get that cry out, let it out, and just move on about it, because that's those feelings leaving your body. Okay,
that's life,
So just, you know, correctly deal with your emotions. That's something that's big, okay? So I know y'all do a lot of promoting. Every time I've ever seen y'all, it's been at 3606. Shout out to my brother Ben.
3606.
That's my bro.
My favorite club ever.
And y'all always have a gang of people with y'all. I don't know what it is. I'm like, good Lord, how many people are with them? Tell us, how do y'all keep that going?
So we have our group of friends that we keep, oh my God, they're amazing. Like, our friends are the biggest supporters we've had since like day one. Like, it doesn't matter where we're at, what we're doing. If we need people with us, they're there. You know, like, they're going to take off work, they're going to take the road trip, they're going to, you know, put down the money. they're there. So that's one thing. And then also, I feel like I've met so many people through social media, just like through my Instagram and stuff like that. And some people see me posting and they're like, you know what? I want to go out. I know who goes out all the time. Brittney. Let me message Brittney. And I like to keep a really safe environment around me, especially with the girls that I go out with. Not only just my friends, but maybe they'll bring their friends or, a new girl that I just met. She wants to come out and party. She wants to have a safe environment. Me and Nathan are very, strict with that. We always want to make sure, it doesn't matter if we just met you. If you're with us, we got to protect you. You know what I mean? You're with us. So I feel like that's why a lot of people like going out with us too, because we always make sure people get home safe. We always make sure they're safe at the club. I mean, of course, at 3606, we don't ever have any problems. We know everybody. Everybody knows us. It's kind of like a big family. So I feel like that's why people like to go with us every Saturday. I mean, you'd be surprised. Sometimes I'm like, we don't even invite anybody. We're like, let's just see what happens Saturday, And then Saturday night, people blowing up our phones. Oh, we're going to meet you up there. We're going to meet y'all. We're going to meet y'all. So it's really cool.
Okay. So let's talk about that real quick. I want to talk about something here real quick. Mm-hmm. So, Nate, he went viral, had an amazing hit song. Yeah. Take a shot, make a TikTok. Nate does numbers on social media and stuff like that. You have your thing, going on social media. Mm-hmm. How important is it for you to have your own identity separate from Nate? Because everyone's like, oh, that's just Nate's girl. Yeah. What's it like for you just make sure you're standing like, okay, now I'm not just Nate's girl. Yeah. I'm also Brittney K. Yeah. So talk to us about that. How do you feel about making sure you have your own identity and the steps you take to make sure, okay, don't just see me just as Nate's girl.
Yeah. I think it's really important just for anybody to make sure that they have their own life outside of their partner. Like I said, I was 19 when I met Nathan, and then it was as soon as we met, our social media just started taking off. And a lot of it was because of our relationship, which was huge and really great at the time. The relationships can get rocky, things happen, and I feel like we both kind of had to make the decision, okay, you need to have your own stuff and I need to have my own stuff. That way, there won't be that imbalance of I have this and that's why you're here. You know what I mean? Or you have this and you invited me here, that's why we're here. Yeah. So I feel like that was really important for me. Now our relationship is a lot more private on social media, just because it's better. I mean, we have a daughter now, and it's more important to focus on that instead of putting it all out there. And I also really wanted to just have my own stuff, I'm really into my hobbies, and I like to post that and be known for that and for who I am instead of oh, okay, that's Nathan's girl. Yeah. And also it gives me a sense of pride, I'm in the room because I belong in the room. I'm not a plus one. Yeah. So I really like that.
Man, she's like, I ain't the plus one, okay? She dropped the mic on him real quick. That is so important because, I've seen people get wrapped up in, oh, I'm such and such girl. Yeah. Now, what if all that stops? Yeah. You don't have that to claim, who am I now?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why, I always tell people, when you with somebody, you ain't gonna be all up underneath them all the time and stuff like that. Have your own identity outside of your relationship, because I promise, if something bad, I'm not wishing anything bad on people, but sometimes relationships end. Yeah. They do.
It's just life.
And so you want to have your own identity outside of that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, me and Nathan, I have my friends that are my friends. You know what I mean? And then I have my hobbies that are my hobbies that he's not really into. And that's fine. You don't have to have everything in common with your partner. It's actually better if you have a lot of things that are different, because I get to go out and do my own thing, and not only that, but also being a mom, you can lose yourself in being a mom so easy, you know, and then you step back and you're like, what, I don't even know what I like to do, So I made a decision, and you have to make it for yourself. Okay, I'm this person and this is who I'm going to stay, and this is what I like to do, so this is what I'm going to do,
Okay. So like I say, you do the products and stuff. What products are you right now that have been sent to you that you really, really, really are digging right now?
I've really been loving these lipsticks. It's mostly makeup. It's mostly makeup. I used to get sent a lot of clothes and stuff like that, but honestly, I don't take a lot of fashion pictures more recently. So I recently got Too Faced's new lipstick line, and it's all it smells like chocolate. So it's the names are milkshake, chocolate chip, all this stuff, and it's all chocolate smelling lipstick, and it's my favorite. One of my favorites for sure.
Well, I know nothing about lipstick, so I'm just going to take your word for that one.
It's good. It's good.
Normally, Allison is here to talked about that stuff. And,
Aw.
hi, Allison.
Hi.
Miss you.
Sorry I didn't get to meet you.
Well, next time, they'll have him come in
Right?
here.
I'll come back. I'll have to come back now.
Shout out, Jere. Miss you too, buddy. All right, cool. So we have this thing on the show.
Okay.
It's called, hold on, let's make sure we are ready for it. Here you go. This thing on the show is called
Slow down, I just wanna get to know you.
Slow Down. We just want to get to know you. This is where we kind of ask you some questions, like I'm random. It's just fill out who Brittney K is, just fill out your personality, all right? So for the people that's wanting to find you on social media, where can they find you on social media?
They can find me on Instagram at _Brittney K. They can find me on Twitter at _Brittney K. YouTube. They can find me on TikTok _Brittney K. All the same name. I'm basically on everything besides like Snapchat.
Awesome. They said Snapchat's for cheaters now.
Yeah. You just grow out of it. It's like a phase. You kind of just got to grow out of Snapchat.
Also, real quick before we move forward, the Slow Down segment is brought to you by Lyrically Correct. We actually played Lyrically Correct with Brittney K.
Yes.
Let's see if we're y'all going to see if she's lyrically correct later on. So go to lyricallycorrect.com, put in promo code RayRay, and get 20% off your copy of Lyrically
Get
Correct.
that money off.
Yeah, you know how to make sure we got to think that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Christmas
All right.
is coming up.
It's coming. All right. So, we talked, with Nathan. So now, like I said, we're getting to know you. What is your love language? Mm-hmm. How do you like to receive love, and how do you like to give love to Nate?
I think my love language is, I think me and Nathan work really good together because I think how he shows love and how I like to receive love, I guess, is like act of service. And I say that like let's say I'm having a hard day, or our daughter's cranky today and like I'm kind of frustrated. He'll start cleaning. He'll start cleaning up the room, start taking out the trash, organizing things, or he'll start doing laundry, putting up my clothes, and I'm just like, okay, I see what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to make these little things easier for me since I'm already kind of in like a bad headspace, and I love that. Like that's like my favorite. That's how I feel like people really care about me. Like you're taking care, even if it's something small as like putting up the clothes. That's what I like.
Man, shout out, Nate. Cleaning up and stuff. All right, okay. So, like we talked about, having your own space, doing things that you like, activities, that you like, that's separate for him.
Yeah.
What are some of those activities you like to do by yourself, or that not really you want to do with him? You just your you time.
Yeah.
What do you like to do in your you time?
Okay, so one of my biggest things is I love to hang out with my friends. And I'm like, okay, I need my girl time. Like, I need to go hang out with my girls, go eat sushi, something like that. Nathan hates sushi, so that's like my go-to thing. Like, I need to get my sushi intake in. And then another thing is I'm actually a huge bookworm. I have like this big ass, well, it's not big, I guess, but I have a bookshelf with like over like 45 books. I'm still growing my collection, but that's my me time right there. Like, I just like to dive into a really good book, and I can read for like hours,
Okay.
hours. So that's one of my best hobbies, I think, or like my favorite hobby.
Well, let's expand on that. If you had to recommend 3 books to someone, what would they be?
Okay. I would recommend Hooked by Emily McIntyre. These are all like smut books, by the way. Just a little warning. Just a warning. Okay. Hooked by Emily McIntyre. Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. You got to check the trigger warnings on that one, though. That one can get pretty dark. It's like a dark romance book.
Yeah.
And then I would say I'll do something more like wholesome. I'll do Archer's Voice by, I don't know the author's name off the top, but Archer's Voice is really, really good. It's also a romance. It's just more wholesome. It's more wholesome, yeah. There's no murder. Well, actually, I think there's one. I think there's one murder, but it's more wholesome than my other books.
She said, well, I had to think about it for a second. So, you guys, do the club promoting and stuff like that. How do you keep that life separate?
It's really easy. A lot of people always ask me, they're like, how do you go to the club all the time? You have a kid. Working at the clubs has honestly been the best job that I could have as a parent because I don't get to the club until like 11:30 midnight. I'm there until around 2 a.m. and then I go home. My daughter's asleep by then, and I'm there before she even wakes up. So I miss no time with her. I get to spend the entire day with her, put her to sleep. I'm with her the whole time. I go out, get to have fun, and then I come back home. And I'm fine. Except for sometimes I'm hungover, but, except for that. It's like the perfect job. But I like to keep it separate because you can get really caught up in the club life, And I've learned that, like, when I first started, I was like, oh, my God, I have all these friends. Like, I'm going to hang out with them all the time. But sometimes you need to just hang out with people at the club, on the weekends, and then you go back to your life. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yeah.
Kind of speaking on the club scene and things like that, especially it being the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you about, let's talk about the importance of being safe going out there. Recently we had, the whole thing with Takeoff getting killed. You've had other instances of girls being snatched and things of that nature. How important is it for these girls to be aware of their environment when they're going out partying or, clubbing and things of that nature, especially now with this holiday season, which crime I feel like goes up during the holidays. So what are some things and safety measures that y'all put in place to make sure, that y'all taken care of? Because, you always have a crowd with y'all.
Yeah.
Like you say, you always have girls.
Yeah.
And you always want to make sure they're safe. So what precautions and measures do y'all put in place to make sure everyone gets home okay? Everyone is safe. Okay, don't get a drink from this person. Like, what do y'all do?
Okay, so first of all, it's very important, especially as a woman. Not saying that men are, not as in much danger, but especially as a woman, you always have to be aware. And it kind of sucks, because you can't just go out, have this like free, great time, because you kind of always have to be aware and alert of your surroundings. And that's why I say always go out with people that you trust. Always go out in groups. Make sure you have a DD, so someone who's okay, you don't have to stay completely sober, but at least make sure you have someone who's like, okay, I'll have 1 drink for the night or 2 drinks for the night if they can handle themselves, And just make sure you're around people that you trust. And even if you do trust them, you kind of always still got to make sure you're getting your own drinks. You're seeing the bartender make your drinks. Because I've heard some crazy stories, especially in Deep Ellum. Like, it's been really, really crazy and dangerous. And one of my things is I always make sure that, like, before we leave, I need, like, a head count of everybody. Like, I need to make sure the people that we walked in with are the same people that we're leaving with. And how are y'all getting home? Like, who's driving, all this stuff. That's really, really important to me because I've known a lot of people that have been in accidents and that have, like, passed away due to drinking and driving. So it's really important to me, especially to make sure that the girls that I bring in are safe. I want you to be able to come out with me and trust that you're going to have a good time and you're going to be safe and get home safe, And I feel like, especially around the holiday season when everybody's kind of going out to celebrate and, New Year's, you want to get drunk and all this stuff. I like to go to clubs and bars that I am comfortable with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I like knowing who's there. I like knowing the security guard, the door guard. I like knowing the bartenders. I feel just safer there because if you go somewhere that you've never really been, with people you don't really know, your chances of something bad happening just, like, escalate,
Yeah. And me personally, as a man, I feel comfortable in places that I know people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if I don't know anyone or know the owner or know the manager, I won't go because so much craziness
happens.
So some people, and it'd be over the smallest stuff. You can step on someone's shoe and somebody want to shoot you over stepping their shoe.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, if you worry about your shoes getting stepped on, why are you wearing those out?
Yeah.
It's just... People are crazy nowadays. Yeah. So, like, that's why I was like, hey, I'm sorry. If I knock somebody's drink over, hey, I'm sorry. Let me get you another drink.
Yeah.
I'm scared of nobody. No, that's not the fact.
It's just not worth it.
It's just not worth it. And it's just, I feel like just being a good human being. Like, hey, my bad. Let me get you another drink.
Yeah, the problem is everybody wants to be hard. You know what I mean? And if you're, like, about it, then that's fine. But you don't have to, like, flaunt, like, I'll fight anybody. Like, okay. Like, what is that? I don't understand the cool points that you're trying to gain by that. Like, just be a decent person and come out and have a good time. I've never understood why people will go out looking for trouble, or go out to, like, be aggressive. Like, why would you go out and spend your money just to end up in jail? You know? Like, why would you do that?
That's like, I saw a video, at least on Twitter or something like that. Somebody got into a fight at a Bad Bunny concert. I was like, I know y'all spent
so much money. Yes.
Just to go see Bad Bunny.
Just to fight. And now you're probably banned from going to concerts now.
Yeah.
Like, it's terrible.
I was like, I'm getting my money's worth for this bad.
Don't get me wrong. I've gotten into some trouble before in the past, before my daughter, like, at the clubs. But I never started.
Yeah.
I never started. I really don't. I'm always just like, I'm the type of person, like, I'm really, like, I'm cool with everybody. Like, you first meet me, I'm always going to be nice off the bat. A lot of people, they like to start off like, oh, intimidating, but I don't see the point in that. Like, I want to show you, like, hey, I'm a good person. Like, we can hang out,
Yeah.
But if you're going to be rude or ugly, then, you got to do what you got to do.
Gotcha. All right, so a couple more questions, and we're going to wrap this thing up, all right? So, we know 3606, that's a spot you like to go to. You said spots that make you feel comfortable. Is there any other spot you like to go to besides 3606 that makes you feel
comfortable?
Yeah.
I really like Rockwood. Have you ever been to Rockwood?
Yeah,
It's in
it's been like a high and buy type thing.
Yeah, okay.
I remember the first night they opened.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
So I used to promote for them as well. And I loved going there, honestly. Like, it was really fun. It has like a upstairs and downstairs type thing. It has a nice chandelier. And the reason why I feel really, really safe there is because one time these two guys were kind of like harassing one of my friends. And I was like, and it was just us girls. And I was like, okay, I need to tell somebody because I'm not going to like get into a fight with these guys. You know, especially since I also was promoting for them. I'm like, I'm not, going to risk my job.
Yeah.
So I went and told one of the security guards that I didn't even really know. I was just like, hey, these guys over here kind of like won't leave us alone. We had our own section. So I was like, they kind of won't leave us alone. I don't know what to do. So he was like, okay. He comes up and I'm telling you, it was like partying the Red Sea. Like, he was just like flinging them everywhere, kicked him out, everything. And I was like, that's good because a lot of people, they do aggressive stuff to women in the club and nothing happens. They're like, oh, well, they're just drunk, or oh, they already walked away, like let it be. Like, no, so they can go and harass somebody else. So I feel very, very safe there. I feel comfortable bringing my friends there, and like I said, I know a lot of the promoters there and the bartenders, and so I really like Rockwood too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is something you think is misunderstood about you?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Misunderstood. Maybe that I'm mean, because a lot of girls have came up to me before and they have told me that they're like they like aren't. I guess the whole like influencer name kind of has a bad taste in some people's mouth. Like, it kind of comes with like, oh, you think you're better than everybody because you have like a lot of followers or whatever like that. So some people will be scared to like come and talk to me, or they'll think I'm like bothering me or something like that. And I'm like, it's not like that at all. Like, come talk to me. I don't care. I'll make friends with anybody. So half the people that I know now are from like random meetings or like through social media, and it's like we're like really, really good friends now. Like, almost like 50% of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is something you want people to take away from this interview you did today?
I want people to take away that it's important to just like own your truth and own yourself, and really like, I feel like put a lot of effort into yourself. Because I wouldn't be where I am today. I feel like I would have lost myself a long time ago had I not like made a conscious decision. Conscious, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
I'm thinking about it now. Like,
conscience is
conscience. I think it is conscience.
Is it conscious decision?
Yeah, whatever. Y'all know what we mean. Don't judge us, all right?
Brittney's dumb. That's what takeaway. That's what you need to take away. No, but I made a decision to really put myself first and like put my needs and what I like to do on like the front burners, because a lot of people will forget and they'll get caught up in like the lifestyle of the nightlife. They'll get caught up in like being a mom, caught up in like being a partner. There's a lot of ways that you can lose yourself, and I feel like some people are okay with that, and I don't think you should be. I think you should definitely like put yourself first and learn to say no to some things,
Man, that's a gem. That is a gem. Thank you for coming on.
Of course.
It was such an amazing time. Looking forward to having you and Nate back together.
Yeah.
We do an episode with y'all together jointly. That's going to be really fun. Again, shout out all the places that you want people to follow you at.
You can follow me on Instagram. Once again, it's _Brittney K. And you can follow me on Twitter, _Brittney K, TikTok, Brittney K, everything but Snapchat. Okay.
And again, make sure you go see if she's lyrically correct after you watch this video. See how she did. Nate, he had a fire score. Let's see how good she is compared to Nate's.
I'm a little better.
Go watch those better. Again, thank you all of our sponsors. Shout out Allison, shout out Jeray. I'll see y'all soon when y'all get back in the building. Y'all still here in spirit. I like to end with some positive words, but before that, shout out all of our sponsors, Lyrically Correct. Shout out to Elite Pro Power Washing. If you need some power washing business, you need graffiti cleaned up, your deck, your boat, whatever you need. EliteProWashing.com. Tell them Ray Ray's podcast sent you. So let's end on some positive words.
Yes.
Tell yourself, get your Birdman hands going. Tell yourself, I will boss up physically. I will boss up mentally. I will boss up spiritually, and I will boss up financially. Invest in yourself. This has been your boy Ray on Ray Ray's podcast with Brittney K, and we are out of here.
Bye.
Get money all day, get money all night. Sip my drink, ho, let's get right. Getting paid, I'm getting